welcome to my channel. My name is Eve. This is Everyday Artist, and welcome. Today is Monday the 19th. It has already been a long day. It's late in the afternoon. I thought I would be filming this a lot earlier, and I had things I wanted to accomplish, and that's the way this whole week has been. Wanting to accomplish things, and my day gets derailed. So, I have mostly cross-stitch stuff. I was hoping to get more sewing stuff done, and it just didn't happen. Today, I had to take my sister up to a surgery center to get outpatient surgery. And her check-in time was at 10. It was supposed to be an hour-long procedure. We left there after 2 o'clock. Yeah. And she had not eaten since dinner last night. She's a diabetic. She was not having it. And this place was far. It was like a 45-minute drive. So it's been a day. And it was so cold in there. I had on this sweatshirt, which says, joy. I had on this sweatshirt, and I was freezing until I went out and was in the car driving home. Then it was too hot. It was, comfortable, and they were nice, and she got her surgery done, and she's fine. But man, it took a long time. Anyway, back to why we're here. Stitching. So, in preparation for this, my sister wanted to do stuff like, do her Christmas wrap and stuff like that. And so I wasn't able to get to my sewing machine as early as I wanted. That and other things. It was not just that. Part of it was, I was exhausted. My sister, she made this cookie dough for these cookies that our family likes. And it's a sugar cookie recipe, but it's altered a little bit. And she did the first batch of them Friday. We had a Christmas party. And it was a Christmas party at the church, and we were supposed to take a dessert. Well, sorry, my hair just has a mind of its own. She spent, hours and hours. And she kept, I came back from, an appointment or something. And she kept burning them. She's like, I don't know why they're burning. And I was like, well, just stick them in less time. And so the final batch she did, the final tray she did, we did that, and they came out okay. But she was done. She had struggled with this dough and this cookies, and normally it's not like that. She normally does not have these kind of problems. And so yesterday I spent the bulk of my day doing the other half of the recipe. And they're, you cut them out with cookie cutters and stuff, and it was so hard. They didn't burn. They were cooked fine, but just getting them unstuck from it's one of the stickiest doughs I've ever worked with. And I don't know if it was, I kind of thought she had put the wrong ingredients in it, or, not enough of something or too much of the other thing. And then my other sister tried this same recipe. At her house, she was going to make them a different way, and she could not. It was just as sticky. So I don't remember that dough being like that, but so my whole day was taken up doing that, and then trying to get this sewing done, and appointments and running around, and you know how it is at Christmas. So, one of the things I wanted to sew was from this book, Simply Sublime Bags. This purse, I made it for my mother years ago. It's made out of a placemat, and you just put the handles on. It's really pretty. The one I made her. And I had made one of these totes for one of my sisters using Christmas. This is placemats. These are 3 different placemats. Well, one on the front, one on the back are the same, and this one is a third one, but they're placemats. And I used Christmas placemats and made her a bag. And for Christmas presents, by the way, this is a really good book. I don't think it's in print anymore. I don't know. I bought it years ago and did several of these bags in here, and I was happy with all but one. And I am just astonished at how well they've held up. Some of the bags in here are no-sew, using duct tape and stuff like that. I know it sounds weird, but they actually come out really pretty. And I made, I'm trying to find the picture of it. I made this bag here for my other sister. There's a great big picture of it. Just a second. It's a messenger bag that's with duct tape and rush things. I couldn't find the rush, and I didn't care about the rush, and I used caution tape, which was kind of funny. So it has, and that one is duct tape, and it is still just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I wanted to try to make those placemat bags again for somebody else. And the problem is that you run into thickness issues. So I bought placemats. This is the other bag, and I've pinned the strap here, and it's going to go also over the front. And I bought this for both bags, for the bottom part. And I got this one almost all the way sewn, and then for some reason I keep the top thread keeps breaking. It hasn't been before, but all of a sudden it doesn't like it. But this is the beginning of it. So these are just placemats from the Dollar Tree, and which makes them very thick, you know, nice. They do have a thicker seam here, but because it's a placemat, both these ends are finished. So there's some ironing and stuff I have to do, but it'll look nice if I ever get it done. Now I'm going to box these corners, but that's kind of sort of what it's going to look like. And I thought I was going to only be gone a couple hours today, but basically my whole day was spent over there, and I did some stitching when I could see. Some of the lighting was kind of iffy. But just with one thing and another, you know, couldn't get it done. I also had planned to FFO Naughty Dog. I have the stuff already over there, but if I get it done before Christmas, if I film a Flosstube after Christmas, probably not Monday, but maybe Tuesday, I'll show it to you. Hopefully it'll be done and hanging somewhere. Okay, so what to talk about next? My WIPGO challenge for the first part of December has been Art Deco Spring by CrossstitchingForFun. And I was hopeful with the speed that I was getting some of it done that I would be a lot closer to done than I am. But I just dropped a thread on the floor. I don't want to forget. Oh, gosh. The tree is right here. Can you hear it? So I'm kind of squished in here. This is how far I've gotten. And I filled in this whole bug, and then I realized that this was the wrong color. Now, I thought I had taken it off the right thing, but it was like a pink color instead of this color. So I took it out, and you can still see, I thought I took it all out, some of the pink right there. It's not supposed to be pink. But I was just like, I almost left it. But it looked weird. It looked strange, like it didn't go. So I started taking it out, and I guess I didn't see that it went up there. So I guess I might have messed up one of these other stitches, but I'll fix it. So this is going away until sometime next year. Now on my WIPGO board for next year, I had put Art Deco Fall. I had high hopes that this would be done, but I'm just going to use Art Deco Spring. I don't want to start on the next one until this one's done. They're too intricate. You know, I'd like to just get it done. And I think the spring one possibly is a little bit more intricate than the others. But hopefully, sorry about all the rattling. Okay, I'll put that away later. Hopefully I won't lose any threads out of there. And then for the second WIPGO call of December, I started on hands-on design. Surely I have the picture here. Here it is. I hear the bells. I'm doing the pin pillow, which will look like this when I'm done stitching, and then I'll put it together to look like that. And it does come with the Lady Dot Creates fabric for just enough for this pillow. And I'm debating about these pins. I don't know. Maybe. So this is my start. It's pretty easy stitching. I think I've done two. Is it the 19th? I started on the 16th, so this is 3 days. But one of those days was very minimal because, as I said, I had to go to a Christmas party, and that cut into, I was baking and all kinds of stuff. My goodness, that light. I was baking and didn't have as much time to stitch that day. But I am really sorry about that. I'll try to keep my head in the right spot. I also did some work on I don't know why the zipper has so much trouble. You have to stick your tongue in the right place to get it to open. And then it's fine. I don't know. I'm going to put the picture up where this flashy light is. I've done some more on this purple. All the angels are in except their gold on their wings. And now I'm filling in the purple around them. So I had hoped to be done with that by now, to just have started on the green one. It is what it is. But in church yesterday, the sermon touched on the wise men who were coming. And I'd heard the story, you know, over and over all my life. You know, I've heard the story, and the Magi, and who they were and where they were coming from, and the star and stuff like that. And you know, in ancient days, they looked up at the sky a lot more than we do now. What with all of our lights and stuff, sometimes we can't even see the stars. Now, the part of Phoenix I live in is not too bad. But where I grew up in New Mexico on the west side of Albuquerque, if you ever have a chance to see the west side of Albuquerque looking down at the city, it's beautiful. And at night. But you can see all the stars. And he was talking about, you know, some people think that maybe it was this, and some people think that maybe it was that. And, you know, that they noticed and that would come and go or whatever. And others thought it was an angel because, you know, angels are described as, you know, doing this business, glowing like that. And I was just fascinated by the thought of these men who were studying astrology, apparently, you know. And it was probably not just three, it was probably, you know, a group of people. Saw this phenomena in the sky, knew what it was because they took gifts. Now, it had been prophesied about this event for hundreds of years. So it's not unusual that they would kind of have some idea, but, you know, then they just take off and go, let's just follow where that star leads us. And that's a lot of faith to go, look, that must be it. Let's go. I digress. But I just was fascinated yesterday by that. Okay. So I did not work on the snowflake ornaments. So I'm basically where I was on that. And I did a little bit of work on winter reindeer. Not tons. Just further down the neck. That's a thread that I'm still working on for here. I generally, when I work on this, it's after 11 o'clock when I'm just, the things that I really wanted to get done, I've put them away because, I think I got mad at them or something. And so this isn't on my WIPGO, but I do want to work on this. I might adjust the WIPGO a little bit. I was going to do a whip parade with just the whips that are on WIPGO, not all of my whips, which would be, 24? The day was so long, I'm like, I don't have time to do that. I still have to go back out, get some prescriptions for my sister. So if I do that next week, you will see it next week. If I do a video next week, I'm hoping that I will, but probably won't be on Monday, so that I can get that in, that WIPGO whips that are called. And like I said, I might end up looking at the board and saying, wait, let me put this one in instead of that one. Yeah, so that is not all. One of these had more. I feel like I'm forgetting a project. Oh, I didn't bring the crocheted Santa Claus. I didn't bring it over here. It basically looks, I'll put pictures in here. Basically, it looks like it did before. It's just longer. But I am almost at the place where it turns to make the bottom of the gnome, gnome, whatever you want to call it, to make the bottom. And so it's almost as tall as it's going to be. I've maybe 3 more rows, I don't remember. So I'll try to stick a picture here of the pattern and then the how far I've gotten, because it is too complicated for me to get out of where I am. I am trapped by the tree and a coffee table and furniture. So I will try to have you see that. That is one of the other things I've worked on. Not as much as I should have, but So the last one I want to discuss is, and I know this is a very short video, but I haven't done anything. What is this called? Nativity Berry by Erica Michaels. So when I showed it to you last week, the Holy Family was finished, except for their faces. Or so I thought. When we were filming our Three Sisters Creative video, my sister said, on mine, Joseph's outfit is a different color. And I'm like, no. Now, remember, I told you about the stars and the 2 different colors and how one has 3 and one has 2. Even knowing that now, I can't tell them apart. It's very difficult for me to see the difference. Part of it is the size of the stuff inside the pattern, but part of it is also the fact that they're so close. And on Mary and Joseph's clothes, one is a plus sign and the other is an X. And when I looked at it, I did not see 2 different symbols. They were so close, they looked so close to each other that I didn't see that it was something different. And, you know, that's on me. You know, the pattern was written correctly. I couldn't differentiate the the symbols. And I'm going to have to be more careful in the future. Anyway, what I've been doing is making, and I do like it better with the green, making Joseph's clothes green. But what I decided to do was not pull out all of this. I'm just going over. And it's looking good. Now this has taken me some time because I have to be very careful to get it to make sure it lines up and everything. But this side over here is pretty close to being done. I have this swirly and a couple of little things like this one, but I mean, and I think there's one coming out over here, and the angel. So I'm not going to finish it in that I won't be able to FFO it before Christmas, which makes me kind of sad. But I'd rather take my time and do it right. So, and not that I've done it right so far. But, yeah. One of the other things I was doing was I was sewing on some Christmas bags that I had intended to put on Etsy. I know it's very late in that, but I bought the fabric and I'm like, just put them up. You know, even if they don't sell this year, they'll sell, you know, whenever they sell. And they're the traditional bags that we've made. And the first thing I did was I sewed one side of the handle, maybe both sides, I don't know, to the inside. You know, because you put the zipper, let's say you put the zipper here, and this side has the outside fabric and this side has the inside fabric. And you sew the handle to this side, you know, trapped with the zipper, so that it hangs on the outside. No, one, it was on the inside. I think just one side was on the inside. So I fixed that because, I mean, I had the whole side done and I went, what's wrong with this picture? And I fixed it. And I sewed on both sides and was getting ready to do the outside thingy. I might even have cut the zipper, you know, the stopper ends. So I got pretty far along on it and realized I had sewn the zipper in upside down. Yeah. So I was not having any good sewing mojo. And this was along the same lines, is that I'm just making silly mistakes. And I think part of it is that I'm trying to rush things to do it in the shorter amount of time I have to work on things, you know, because I'm having to go here and do that and all that and get Christmas up and you know, just stuff that I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I never got those up, and I haven't gotten the snowman scissor fobs up, which I hope to get up in the next day, maybe two. But while I'm thinking about it, on our Etsy shop, and the link is below, there's a sale for, you know, you won't be able to get it by Christmas probably because of the delays in mail, but you might if it's, but it goes till after the first of the year. So, so it's not just a Christmas sale. It's, you know, intended. I think it's 25% off at $35 or more. Anyway, go check it out. You can see my not mistakes or my fixed mistakes. I plan to fix that, but not anytime soon. I have so much to do between now and New Year's that, yeah. I have other sewing Christmas presents that I need to do, plus one painting present, plus baking. So something's got to give somewhere. Well, that's everything. I'm gonna try to get this going. I'm gonna hope to get it up soon, but I have to go fight my way through Walmart. I'm so happy. So, you guys have a great Christmas. Be safe. And if you're in one of those areas where it snows, it's cold here for us. It's cold, but I know I've lived where it's much colder. Yeah. I think I've mentioned water freezing, heat freezing. Yeah, never again. So you guys be safe with all the weather. I know it's not just driving in the weather, it's also just existing in the weather. And just like we have the opposite issue in the summer, you guys be safe. And Merry Christmas, and I'll see you after Christmas sometime. Thanks.